I'm surprised that they're not here yet. You know, usually there's just this pair of oily hands and faces smooshed up against my window. And right next to them, scratching my door, the most versin bag of fur that we have the pleasure of calling a pet. Now, I had asked my husband to get it spray painted by his mechanic friend's garage. The car, not the dog. And he says, but then Faiza, is someone going to look like all sorts? And then he laughs. Clearly, I did not marry him for his sense of humor. But you know, I really should have had him trained. The dog, not the husband. But who has the time or the money? You know, especially because I never wanted it to begin with. But it was a gift from my mother. Though I told her that we don't want a pet. But she has that gift that all mothers have of simply taking your no with a handful of salt or just ignoring it completely. Now you would think that with all my training as a therapist with a psychology degree, I would know how to set boundaries with that woman, but she had a weapon that's simply more powerful than all of my book learning. The look. You know what's that look? It's a fail-take vanilla that will simply stop every argument in its tracks and leave your mouth like the karoo. You know, even at the very end, when she could hardly speak from the pain, she could still turn me from this confident wife and mother into a 6-year-old with that look. And mine isn't as quiet, but I am working on it. I really shouldn't complain though, with all these extra few minutes, because once I go in through those doors, it's simply a mulhaze. And I really don't like taking work in with me, because it's not the kind of work that sits in a briefcase or a computer. It's in me, man. It's in my mind and in my body. And I'm really trying to be there. Lately, I haven't felt all there, especially after a day like today. You know, there's so much trauma in this place. In this city, this country, this planet. And when you do a job like mine, you are right there, close to the front lines, because your clients pour it into you. Day after day after day, in it goes. And it will even change the way that you view people and the world. It's not just adults on my couch. It's young people too. You have teenagers, children. Over the last 3 years, they've been sending me more and more university students as emergency cases because their campus health centers are backed up for weeks. And shame, man, you know these students go through so much. It's school, studies, and just their whole lives. Emergency lines ring all hours of day, non-stop, and like many things here, the centers are somewhat understaffed. And I used to volunteer at one of these national hotlines. But now, not so much, man. It's too much, and the spirit can only take so much. Because it's everywhere. It's in the streets, in taxis, online. Don't even get me started with social media. You know, I could go on Twitter right now. Simply put in a hashtag and out will pop this continental breakfast of traumatic stories. Kykie. Hashtag me too. Right. Ayana. Another Cape Town woman missing. You see, when this kind of thing happens, you'll get at least 5 types of responses. First, you're overwhelmed, tweeps. I'm tired of this country. How many more women must die before the government does anything? But then you also get your Twitter detectives. Hey, has anyone checked with that boyfriend? You see, after the Karabo case, that's been everyone's first question these days. But then you also get people like this. She took the weekend off for a Joel man. She'll reappear when the babalas is gone. Lol. Now these people, these are both those who throw for attention, but also those who use humor to deal with fear. Now, South Africans are so much just infamous for that. And it really used to do my head in. Until I started understanding the psyche of a country living in fear. You see, it's as if we are in war, but we don't know how to deal when the wounds aren't as physical. But then there's another type. You see, these are the ones that are quiet until, yeah, hashtag men are trash. What about your father? Is he trash too? Say some men are trash, please, not all of us. And you know, you slay queens, you better stop dating for money. I simply just scroll past because you have to if you want to keep your sanity here. You can't engage with everything on this platform, otherwise you'll lose it. But the people I really feel sorry for are the friends and family who have to resort to this for just a small chance that someone may know where their loved ones is. They're wading through this landmine, hoping that people won't lose interest in retweeting and sharing while attention is pulled in 1,000 different trending directions, tweet by tweet. Oh, look at this one. Prayers for our praise and worship leader and her family. Hashtag bring back our angel. You see this sweater wearing black and white all stars. UCT student Angel Jacobs missing. No, I know her. I have to tell the others.
Where did you get it?
Village Girls Cape Town Dreams Come True. Daily Dispatch, 29 December 1995. Village girl Mbali below. I has always seen farther than her surroundings. Perhaps living on top of a small hill in the Transkei village has something to do with it. This ambitious teenager has earned 5 distinctions in her standard 10 year and entrance into 2 of the country's top universities. When asked why she chose Cape Town, she answers, I want to be able to go up the famous Table Mountain and to the beach anytime that I want. I also want to see Robben Island where President Mandela and other heroes were imprisoned. They made this education possible. This is a true reflection of the new South Africa. Mbali plans to study physiotherapy at the University of Cape Town. This is a unique career path, and when asked why she chose this path, she tells this journalist, my father cannot walk after an accident in the mines, so I want to learn how to help him so that he too can go up Table Mountain and see Robben Island. He and my mother are the reason I have this education. Mbali's scholarship covers tuition, but she still needs assistance with living and accommodation costs. Anyone willing to donate can contact the Daily Dispatch on the number below. We at the Daily Dispatch wish this bright youngster all the best with her future. son, we are always at their mercy. This rain and wind. Yes. My aunt used to say that the birth of rain is the death of fire. Yeah. That one sees the truth with a lot of things, especially when the brandy set her blood alight. But that one, hi man, that one was the truth. Which is the birth of rain is the death of fire. Ukubeleka kwemvula kukufa komlilo. The birth is death. Your head. Yes, Mama would ask her why she was bringing herself to the grave. And my aunt would answer, Jonas, being sober is like being soaked with rain. You must never let the fire die. My mother would then respond, I guess, I hope that the bottle will bury you because no one has money for a funeral here. On the other side, my father, he would shout from the room, let her be, she's not bothering anyone. Why argue over small things that are just passing like the wind? Yeah. Okay. Ukhulekile makazi. Oh! Thank you, Put. Enkosi Mbali. Yes, your wife, my sister. She has been like this since we were children. Not a teeny do this, not a teeny do that, not a teeny this and that. Kodwa ever since she married you. Even me, I have a big brother to protect me at last. Kawuveke big brother. Nanzindo. I just need you to help me one last time. You're gonna just wet my throat. Mama would laugh to herself as my father tried to explain that although the pleasures of life are fleeting, he won't be the one to finance them. And she would be chopping vegetables, Mama. The lamp light, the paraffin lamp, the moonlight just flickering against her knife while her laughing shadow tumbled across peach-colored walls and kitchen cupboards. Shenge, my aunt chased that fire until her liver turned to coal. But despite her complaints, Mama was still the one to bury her. Wow! These flames, they are too eager to be devoured. As if they are the only things that will be eaten to death tonight. Even my bones. They'll be ash by morning, poof, if we are still here. Even the cold, it just chews through the skin without teeth. Through the epidermis. Yes. Epidermis, the dermis, and hypodermis. Yes, or as our biology teacher Makwetu used to say, subcutaneous tissue.
Repeat after me, class. Subcutaneous tissue. Always use your richest vocabulary. It doesn't matter if you come from a village. In fact, use it to your own advantage because people will always expect less of you. That is the only way you can compete with your future colleagues. They eat English for breakfast, lunch, and supper, but you must eat it even in between your meals. Again,
epidermis. Dermis. Subcutaneous. Yes, I still remember. Mbali Susana, first in biology, mathematics and science at Zimasa Senior Secondary School from standard 6 to standard 10. happens when you are up there and the only one of your kind. You just want to wrap yourself up in shadows, but the world is just busy, wanting all of your light. Even me, if I could wrap myself in grey clouds, I would. But then, if both of us hide, then one will forget the other, and if she's not there, then I can't be too sure that I'm here. Hima, wait, don't go. You must see her tonight. She is majestic. Kaloku, the moon is the one who brought you here, don't you remember? Sleeping against the dark heaven of the sky like a royal marble or God's eye. Joga, let us speak to her. Then maybe she'll show herself tonight. Futhi, she knows this game. Candy Moon! Oh, good knowledge, celestial marble melting in the mouth of the sky. Even swallowed at dawn, you linger. Eve's apple. Only to be purged by polemic night. You are a memory that will not be forgotten or sink. So I call you Titanic. And yet buoyant, you resurrect to the surface. Yeah. Kodwa yazi, you remind me of the one back at home. Do you think that there are many moons, or just maybe one moon but many eyes that see it differently? Hey, clinic. Especially after the summer rains, it was as if my mother had just dragged the moon from the sky into her lap, one hand on its bald head, and plastered it with enough Vaseline to shine for a week. Do you tell them about me when you see me? And all these things that you've witnessed here? Do they ask about me? East to west, Cape refugees skip borders. It's a scar that runs from the Karoo to the garden route. While urban dreams crawl and crawl in crawls and fields lie belly deep. The harvest dies in the sun without wake because no one is willing to wait for sustainable seeds to breathe and breathe and breathe and breathe. Government wells run dry. Then filled with crocodile tears where brothers feed their blood brothers. This gravy must be delicious. See how many palms have been greased and a country scrapped for parts. But the Canaan where sunset is bitter. A sour breast that curdles milk. Because promises are not kept. Only a few own wine farms while the rest pressed together like grapes. Townships are pressed in corrugated coffins. And this relentless rain and greedy fires leave black lives smoking. So migrants must make their beds on bicycle and bus lanes. While phantoms till the eastern soil. Maybe Unongawuse was right. Zimkile inkomo zakowethu. Kungena belusi. And the only ones making a stink of it are open toilets. Darling, I'm ready? Buddy, are you speaking to the moon again? You know, she does this whenever it's overcast. It's as if she's afraid it's going to disappear forever. And she's letting the fire die. You know, if I'm going to work this hard, the least she can do is to make sure that the fire is nice and hot. What? Buddy, I know you don't like me speaking behind your back, but I'm not behind your back, am I? I'm in front of you, plus you can hear me, so stop being dramatic. You know, that's very true. That is my job. I'm the drama queen in this gang, and you and Faiza better recognize. Recognize, as in recognize. It's just a way of saying it, man. It's American slang, like, y'all better recognize, y'all. You know what? You take everything so literally. Your inner scientist is still in you and in me. Unfortunately, it's really a miracle that I hang with you, Mbali. Hang. As in, you know what? Never mind. I know that Faiza would get me. Lost. See, this is why I get the big stash. I'm an artiste, a woman of the world. Can you imagine if my ex heard me say that? I would be on my knees with 10 Hail Marys and that rosary squeezed so tight around my neck that I'd begin to hallucinate the Virgin Mary. And then Apollonek for the next few Sundays, and oh, the deacon's wife, she's just a picture of modesty. A little conversion here, a little confession there, a sermon on being in the world but not of it. And then everyone goes back to pretending that long sleeves and Uppington summer are perfectly normal. The similarities between performing on the pulpit and on the stage are astounding. Audiences practically the same, and I know how to play both so well. Speaking of, look at what I got today. Ooh, today was good. You know how sorry people feel for us in winter. So lowest window down, pulled her money out. Yes, madam, thank you, madam. God bless you, sir. Then the window goes up. And its lights turn green. Exit, take a bow. It's the same routine, and I love it. So, there I was on the corner of Milner and Clipfontein. Drum roll, please. I like it. Do it again. Yellow. There I was, on the corner of Milner and Clipfontein. You know, just past where Jonas and Junaid sell the avocados and nachos for 10 rand. The name is Amber. Amberlicious, amberdacious, ambidextrous. But you can call me Ambs for short. Now, as I'm sure you can tell from my impeccable diction, I've been trained in the theatre. These streets are my theatre. You are my audience. Life is my director. I am the director. I'm still working on it. Anyway, I am waiting for my big break. You know, it could be any moment now. They say every moment is an audition. Are they? So, what do I need to write on this board for you to see me just as I am? No job, no money, no food, no use to society. You know, just because you have a roof and 4 walls doesn't mean you're not homeless. It just means you have a place to stay. This is the role of a lifetime. You see, the upper and middle class of the city like their beggar to be as docile and desperate looking as possible. You have to earn your neediness and perhaps even show a little regret for your circumstances. You should see them on 18 July, Madiba's birthday, or as we call it, Christmas. When they hand over that paper money with his face on it, I like to put it up against my ear and it sounds like, yeah, so I'm totally sorry for the thingy, you know, with a par what. So here's a little Madiba magic for you, a good night's sleep for me, and it's, thank you, madam. Oh, you know, thank you, madam. God bless you, sir. Even the black and brown bosses with their tender democracy. Have you seen those blue light convoys? It's Hollywood, baby, but also Mzansi magic. So they tell you, you have to work for your money because Roli Shlashla died for all of us to be free. Bless you, sir. But they're anxious, you see, because they could be just where I am, were it not for a connection here, a connection there, born here, not there. When I started living here, I used to perform selections from Shakespeare for cash. And I would match my monologues to my suburbs, to be. Or not to be. In Constantia and Tokai, but they weren't too keen on my Othello, so I only ever got mixed reviews in Sea Point for The Merchant of Venice. If you prick us, do we not bleed? And if you tickle us, do we not laugh? But if you poison us, do we not die? But hunger will teach you quick. People don't want tragic heroes and villains, especially during peak traffic. They don't need to be reminded that their lives are already miserable and we're all going to die before the curtain drops. So, why not clown death? Enter Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, midnight summer's dream! What? Don't be ridiculous, Mbali. You know that there's no Shakespeare in the ghetto. That territory is exclusively for township safaris. to observe the African in her natural environment. What could be more authentic than that? But none of these beat my most successful character to date. Die gesypte colored vrou met die blauwe oog. Now this is something that they can live with. No Juliet or Rosamond for me. No. I am the untamable shrew. Pass a 2-rand coin through the window like a teller at the bank and it's... Thank you, madam. Bless you, sir. God bless you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You must come again. You'll find me right here. You know the usual. Did Faiza not bring us any coffee today? You know, I thought she'd be here. But I guess it's raining and she has a husband, children, the works. She can't always be here by us. Check this. A woman gave me these shoes, but she didn't ask whether they're my style or size. What are we going to do with heels? Here. Their love makes things rubble. They're not satisfied until things crumble. Between this mosaic of accusations and apologies of hammers and glue, I am diminished, disfigured, a cathedral of shards. To fall down doors, run into stairs, an archive of bruises, hide and seek sleeves and bones and sticks, holding up bridges with single flake of ash, tipping over at the nudge of a breeze. So why did she not leave? Why did she live this way? Abuse trades in currencies of silence. And we are all too willing to drape Pandora's box in bandages until she is mum. A tongue embalmed to emulate speech, but the private stink is always on the brink of unraveling false sympathies. Passed around cremated pews with the seal of a collection plate. In these hallowed halls, we are taught to live as urns. That the thread of fantasy and pretense must sew this corpse into hymn book seams. Sing the same theme song, even if it is sung from between Prue's lips. His voice is a brass pipe, a church bell. You are nothing. You are no thing. Is this not how devils worship? Desecrating temples, using God's name in veins and arteries in this congregation of cannibals. The red brick road to conversion and confession is stained in the blood of women whose suffering is auctioned from the pedestal of God's will. That has nothing to do with God himself. Behind a locked door, there is a woman praying for the smoke to leave the room, and she, along with it, her pleas leak through the cracks in the steeple. The broken faith of black and blue windows give her a God she can believe in. There in the debris, a cornerstone from which life can be raised again. They say that she's been missing for a week. Have you two seen her? Do you think that it was him? No, she never gave us the name. And I think her surname is Jacobs. I don't know who to call or what to do. What do we... She's just gone. No, I won't be here for long. I just need... No, it's okay. Okay, thank you so much. I'll sit later, but for now I just need to warm up a little. So, is it just the three of you, or... Are you expecting more? Do people come around here a lot? No. Oh. Okay. Thank you. This rain is really coming down, eh? It just goes straight to the bone. And it washes almost everything away. Almost. Oh no, thank you so much. I really couldn't eat right now. My stomach isn't so good. But thank you, ma'am. Oh, sorry. Ember, not ma'am. Got it? Nice to meet you, Ember. Oh, hi, buddy. Nice to meet you, Faiza. Salaam alaikum. I'm coming from Rez here in Rosebank. No one's really looking. I mean, my sister's at the in-laws and my mother. No one's looking. No, plus I just stay on campus. My daddy. Oh, he died a long time ago. No, it's okay. You know, when you're too young to remember, it's not that hard to forget. My name is... Angel. This is the name she gives us. Mbali, Ember and I look at each other, but we can't be too sure whether or not this is a real name. But we have no reason not to believe her. Plus, you can be anyone that you want to hear. She doesn't seem to realize just how wet she is, and I want to tell her, just take off your sweater and hang it here on one of the trolleys or the fence. But we're afraid to disturb her. And I wonder if this fire can reach whatever cold is chasing her. Everything in me is shouting, this is an emergency. Whatever happens, help this girl. But true help cannot be given until it is requested. So we can only wait until she speaks. Oh, hold on. I think she's saying something. The door. I'm struggling with this latch and my hands are shaking so bad. But everything in me is like dead still. Like nothing moved. I couldn't even be sure if my heart was still in there. These latches are new, you know. We didn't have them last year. All the universities had to put them in. They're meant to be easy to access from the outside when wardens need to get inside. It's because of all the suicides. So that they want to get in with as little damage as possible. Just retrieve the body, email condolences, make all the right noises, and then move the next student in because there are hundreds more waiting for that room. And happens. As if they don't know that students are always going through the most. You know what we should call that place? The University of Anxiety. And not just there, but like everywhere. Because students are always going through the most. Fees are unaffordable. It's school and studies, it's just a lot, man. And then when you're black and brown in this city. So they tell you to get counseling. But where? You know, the other day I went to campus health, student health, and they told me that they have a 2-week waiting list. 2 weeks. Depression is not going to wait for 2 weeks. It's like no one knows what to do, or maybe they don't want to know, so latches on doors. Damage control. The whole time I'm at this door, and all I can think is how this was my first door. After a lifetime of sharing a room with my sister with nothing but this old moldy curtain for a door. Now that curtain came down every couple of months, but not too often, in case the years of stitches fell apart. Sometimes you just want a door, man. You know? You feel like you've gone somewhere when you've gone home inside yourself. And for someone to have to knock and ask for permission, just give you the chance or a choice to say, come in. What you don't expect is to want an old, moldy piece of material back. For eyes on the outside to see what's happening on the inside. To want hands to pull you out, or to pull him away you don't expect for, to want the breath inside your lungs to become a hurricane you want to huff, and puff, but the wolf is on top of you.
And I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow in your house down.
The wolf won't get all.
And I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow in your house down.
Demons pluck angel wings, and I have many, woven into wreaths and halos to keep at bay the shadow of a granite mother who obsessively, compulsively cleaned everything but the messes she made with barbed wire words like Yayasa Khamosh. She renders her own womb a recycling bin. I have lived lives at the foot of the volcano, with lungs like triggers, that first grain of gunpowder, cocaine line, firing line, you know the landmine in your mother's eyes. So I have sought love between hard covers, where pages envelope letters, and my imagination is cement in my spine when lumber punctured tongues seek to drain the heaven out of me. So I have sought an audience with God, where a mother's bond would have been, a father's heart should have been, and I am constantly falling where gravity caves. Kuthiwa kaloku. People are so scared to even open the window in case a beggar doesn't just take the money, but the car as well. Shame. But I think that Nceba would do well there. Yes, with her dreams of television and acting. Hey, this one makes the window pass, I tell you. And I can see her now in my mind. Mbali, ex-pastor's wife, now a TV star. With that accent that she picked up from a television. Yo! Oh, yes, she could start a church. And if anyone can do it these days. Yo! But she won't make you drink petrol or eat grass. What kind of thirst and hunger do our people have to be fooled by such things? You see, that's not faith, man. Me, I've seen it face to face, even felt it myself sometimes. But this one, she has that proper kind of belief. This woman loves Proverbs and Shakespeare so much, she has them all memorized. Kaloko, that's what she used to do when she first started surviving here. Preach. Not at her church. They would never allow a woman to speak for God, even if God speaks to her. Hi, she came from Uppington, having seen nothing and everything of the world. Hey, prophetess in the desert, who left the hell of a marriage to come preach good news here in the Cape. And lives were changed. Yo, she preached in street corners in the city. Did she conversion? Left and right. But this gang of salty trained preachers, they were jealous of souls. So they tried to chase her away, but when she wouldn't go, one Friday night, they waited for her pub at the bridge. You're on the opposite the castle. Hanga says strength. And Masisi! Kululi batata zakho kuba mhlawumbi ungcwele. Ungcwele Masisi, ungcwele. Yes.
Make it up.
Lord, you pure with you.
You need that?
Yes. Hey! Okay. I say. Shut up. Tuna! Nonsense. Hey! Hey! Hey!
He's so close.
Beat it. I'll say. I walk here.
They attacked a woman who believed so much in marriage that she vowed never to be with another man even though she was separated. They stole something that you just don't get back. don't get it back, whether you are on the streets, in a village, or a big fancy house on a mountain. But here we have no choice, just to wait, sit and wait for your wounds to heal themselves crooked. Just sit and wait. For what? Why don't you report it? What are you going to tell the police or the hospital? If you can find someone to take you seriously. What's your address, miss? Do you have any family, miss? How can we contact you, miss? And then they come by night to take you from under the bridges to places so far that people there need 20 cents just as much as you do. So one moment you are here, the next on the back of a police van touring the N2. Kaloku, they want to make the city clean. Clean for tourists. Long after that night, I asked her, but how can you still believe in God when the churchmen in your life have been nothing but Satan? Say something. Scream. Scratch his eyes out. Just kick him. Anything. Just Jesus, please. I tried. I really did. I think maybe I wasn't strong enough. Or loud enough. Or maybe I just didn't say no enough. I can't hear much. I just, the confidence of his hands over my jeans. Like he's familiar with this. I'm looking at this door. And suddenly, the door is a curtain. My mother and my sister, they're on the other side. I can see them through the holes. But on the other side, the curtain is a door. And they can't see me. And I just want to set both rooms on fire. It's like my breath is wet inside my lungs and I want to reach in with my fingers and just pull it up. I've done it before, you know? Just almost set myself on fire just to set something that I love free. When Laurentia Isaacs had knocked my biology book into a campfire on a school trip, I didn't even think. I almost threw myself in there just to get it out. And then every day after that, walk through those school halls with that book of molten plastic and smell of smoke, just a reminder. Now her mother, she knew that her daughter was a bully, so she offered to buy me another one, but I said no. Because I wanted to hold on to my anger. And even long after her detention and my blisters had gone away, still that book told a story. It took my sister like almost 6 months to convince me to stop being petty and to at least put on a new cover. Jesus wants us to forgive 70 times 7 times. 490 times. You see, but it was more than just a book. It was my way out of there, you know. When they found out that I got into UCT with a scholarship, things had just gotten worse. And that book was my protest against their abuse. And my mother hated that book. You know, she has this thing where she just cleans all day. She will make a mess, cleaning all day but never finishing. And then we left to put back everything that's been thrown around, but somehow she hated that book. She asked me if I liked embarrassing her in public. Did I want the neighbors to know that Antoinette Jacobs could not afford new things for her girls? I didn't know how to tell her that it wasn't about her, but me for once. That I had the power. I'd snatched it from the fire. People are always trying to take power away from girls like me. But that book, the smoke just wouldn't go away. And so as long as Laurentia and I remembered, even in the rain, the smell won't go away.
Cape Town, South Africa to Cape Town, the world to Cape Town. Masambeni, imali phambili, phambili bantakwethu, asihambeni.
Cape Town, Cape Town, Cape Town. Tell her what you must. Cape Town, Cape Town, Cape Town. Tell her what you must. Ooh, history under pressure. Put it behind the witness. History under pressure. Put it behind the witness. Cape Town, Cape Town, Cape Town. Tell her what you must. Cape Town, Cape Town, Cape Town. Tell her what you must.
Cape Town.
Cape Town. Siyayibona.
The mirror waits and she hears her mother's voice of love denied, endless in the void. The grief is ancient, but the scars revived. Things unsaid, made for a sleepless life. At the dusk of birth, my convict mother escapes the malevolence of an umbilical noose around her neck. And every day since, she has almost died in entanglements. Her strings were live wire, so I have clung to her with care for fear of tangling in this marquee of skirts that harbors fugitive feelings, the sorrow, the regret, the... Your father loves his other children now. In front of the bathroom mirror, she donned this quilt for a scarf, and its patches caught the shadows as much as the light. When she thought we could not see, she would catch the frayed hems, searching out abandoned cross stitches, and on the way down, the thickness of her knuckles would linger in her hair, and I would mourn what it was to be born to a woman who wore her life this way. In her silence, I am untethered. Treasure hunting in my children's faces was something to tie me to her. Their laughter, the way they play dress up. My son, he clutches my scarf under his chin like a cape. I have not yet taught him how to make knots. My daughter, she stalks around the house with a duvet over her head, and I ask if her fantasy is a ghost. She says, no. She's pretending to be me. And my navel scar burns and burns and burns. So, let's talk about your mother's death. Tell me how you feel. And how does that make you feel? How do you feel? You know, Angel says very little of her mother, but the silence echoes in me. It is difficult to be confronted by the humanity of your mother, especially one so haunted by ghosts that she refuses to name. Your childhood is spent trying to live with this unsaid presence. And my mother's ghost was so old and familiar that all she could do was teach me how to run from it instead of fighting, or at least making peace. So is anyone really surprised that I chose a career that collects the ghosts of others for a living? To make people speak to me? Hi. So tell me how you feel. And how does that make you feel? How do you feel? There's this recklessness that comes with being able to diagnose the mental and emotional states of others, because you just have just enough justification to ignore your own. And they say that parents aren't meant to bury their children. But I don't think that the opposite is right either. And tell me something. Who decides when a person turns into a body? Is our entire humanity encapsulated in breath? That the moment you stop breathing or your heart stops beating, suddenly you are a body. A body, hardly a pronoun. You know, in the Sharia, there's no time for lingering. Every trace of you is washed away from this earth, and whether you are rich or poor, you'll be covered in a kafan before you're covered in earth. And you will own nothing, not even yourself. I couldn't help but cry when we said the last salah for her, even after everything that we had and hadn't been through together. When you realize that there's just no more second, third, or 100th chances, memories take on a different color. You want to take them apart and hold them up to the light, scrutinize them for meaning, and you wonder whether you did everything you could to make the best of your time together. And all the bad times, they just shrink and lose volume. But the good times grow exponentially. You know that she taught me everything that I know about faith. Mbali, I think that our mothers were very alike. Both of them just stumbling towards loving us. She was strict, but also just reluctantly soft. Life wasn't easy on her. And it's not easy on anyone. I mean, I have one father and 2 stepfathers. Well, 3 husbands for her. The neighbors said things and I would be embarrassed. But as I started understanding human psychology, I realized that the men helped keep those ghosts at bay. For a little while at least. But still, that loneliness and depression was there. And she refused to name it. Or to have anyone else name it as well. I know now that that is every parent's fear. I mean, my children, they don't know of the things that keep me up at night. Or the fact that there's this vacuum resting between me and their father, although we share the same bed. Why do you think that I come here almost every night on my way home? Because I need you to help keep my ghosts at bay, and I hate how this place has become my peace, when it should be my home as my haven. I'm just becoming my haunted mother. And I'm afraid that my daughter is starting to feel the presence. No. No. I want it to stop with me. I will exercise it in this fire until the rain eats the ashes. I can't let inherited ghosts win. I will be my peace and my daughter's peace until she can be her own. He was a strange man, my father. Yes, while our neighbors were busy educating their boys, he wanted me to stand on my own 2 feet. And when my mother complained about time taken away from cleaning, he would tell her that I have the rest of my life to clean. Plus, if they were patient, I would be educated enough to get my own cleaner. Hey, can you imagine? The daughter of a miner and a housewife with her own cleaner. Hey. Yes, my mother was afraid of village gossip. But to my father, people's words were like cow dung. Either good for living in the street or using as fuel. But I think that Mama was proud of me, man. Yes, when I came back from school having beaten boys in tests and exams, she'd be chopping in vegetables, arguing with my aunt on the other side, and pretending not to pay attention to me doing my homework. 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 2, 2. 1 times 3, 3. 1 times 4, 4. 1 times 5. 12 times 12.
144.
Huh?
12 times 12 is 144. Pass me the fish oil.
So how do I tell them that this daughter, whom they are proud of and afraid for, has lost her dream, excluded from university for unpaid fees? The village pride, the one who was going to be a physiotherapist and almost doctor, he would say. The almost doctor daughter with a fancy house and a cleaner, now on the streets of Cape Town. How do I go back home?
We are check!
Cape Town! Africa to Cape Town, the world to Cape Town. Masambeni, Mbali, family. Family does a good.
This ambitious teenager has earned 5 distinctions in her standard 10 year, and entrance into 2 of the country's top universities. When asked why she chose Cape Town, she answers, I want to go up Table Mountain and to the beach anytime that I want. I also want to see Robben Island, where President Mandela and other heroes were imprisoned. They made this education possible. So the rain is stopping. I really think I should go, but thank you so much. The police? No, please, Faiza. I don't want to bother anyone, okay? It's exams. And I just want to focus. I just need to focus. No, it's okay. I'm used to handling things by myself. Anyway, I need to go back to res before reception closes so the wardens can open for me. You know, I left my keys and my student card when... my room should be empty by now. There's not really anyone to talk to. I mean, my sister could never handle hearing about this, and my mother, well, she just asked what I did to lead him on. So there's not really anyone to talk to, and I wouldn't know what to say to a stranger. I can't even believe that I told you guys. Your business card? I don't know. Thank you. I think. Ember? Does it ever go away? This feeling of like wanting to strip your skin from the bones and just burn it. I feel as if everything inside me has imploded and I'm not quite sure how to breathe around the rubble. And this planet is always trying to set me alight. I just hope that the ground will vomit our ashes into the streets and just not let them forget.
You are the flame and we are the fire. You are the flame and we are the fire.
Celestial marble, melting in the mouth of the sky. Even swallowed at dawn you linger. Eve's apple, you are a memory that will not sink or be forgotten, so I call you Titanic. Yet buoyant you resurrect to the surface. Kodwa yini na izakhwithi ukubhudla komoya nzingondini ngcuba kaxako xa ngabaxakekileyo kakade. Eye of God, see into the flames where we languish on rabid altars. See, it is not that we are unscathed, it is that we are not consumed. Because strange fires do not burn us. They unfold and reshape us. So from the belly of terror we breathe within the embers. We are touch broken blisters. The pain that leaks, the pain that heals. The pain that leaks, the pain that heals. But beware the flame of intervention.
You are the flame and we are the fire.
sparks, these wrecked ribs mature into spines that line my wings, so I fly long and strong at the urging of the smoke. My tongue turns to coal, just so I can speak infernos. I bear the phantoms of trees that live too young, die too old, live too young, die too old. Fire starter, in the blazing palm of God, you ignite a likeness unto resurrection.
You're the flame, we are the fire. Nilo. You are the flame, we are the fire. Nilo. You are the flame, we are the fire. Nilo. You are the flame, we are the fire. Nilo. You are the flame, we are the fire. Nilo. You are the flame, we are the fire. Nilo. You are the flame, we are the fire. Nilo. You are the flame, we are the fire. Nilo. You are the flame, we are the fire. Nilo. You are the flame, we are the fire. You are the flame, we are the fire. Nilo. You are the flame, we are the fire.